SEGA SATURN SHIRO!
Yo, welcome everyone. Welcome to a new SHIRO show, an amazing SHIRO show, a fantabulous SHIRO show, a splendiferous SHIRO show, a show of all SHIROs to SHIRO for every SHIRO that can SHIRO of SHIRO-ness. How's it going, guys? I'm Patrick, and this is SaturnDave. Actually, TraynoCo and SaturnDave. I still can't get that right after, I don't know how many shows it's been. 55?
55 shows.
Oh, yep, still can't get it right. Also, can you make sure that our connection's fine? My connection's like, it's like going back from red to green every 5 seconds, so...
Yeah.
I am getting a little bit of stutter on my end, on my feed.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It's, for some reason, it's like flashing orange in different colors for that. I don't know what's going on.
You gotta stop torrenting all that,
I know, seriously.
I have nothing downloading. I deleted everything. It shouldn't. Nothing should be running.
The stream is like, yeah, the stream is weird. Maybe there's a discrepancy between like bits, what they're expecting and what we're sending. I don't know, but
I should
can't
be
get
sending
it to
everything right. Yeah. Let me check the settings real quick on that. Yeah, I'm sending the output 5,000 kilobits per second.
Right. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah,
well.
I'm getting an output at like 1,000 kpbs. So like my speed is fine. Like the speed on it. And in the speed test, I'm getting like a 500 down or 700 down. So it should be. Actually, what's my upload looking like? Hopefully, it's not getting flagged. Oh crap! My upload is 1. Why is it that low? That is not good.
Put it up to 2.
It's yeah. I don't know why my upload is so low for. I need to hopefully Steam isn't downloading stuff. Start closing. So yeah, my computer's acting up today. Let me double check. I'm sorry guys. I didn't realize that my upload speed was going to be this garbage. Yeah, so I'm not sure where to go from. Oh no, I don't know where to go from here because like, if it's starting that badly, it's like I don't know if we can. Yeah, this kind of sucks.
Actually, just a really quick note.
Yeah.
Even the Discord audio. It's kind of stuttering a tiny bit.
And the Discord video is actually really kind of.
Let's try to turn off my video cam. Maybe that'll fix it a bit.
Oh yeah, maybe. Okay.
You need your video cam for the stream.
I would like it. Yeah,
not necessarily.
Yeah, hopefully this is. Is this any better for anybody? Is it less stuttery on their end?
I don't know. I'm gonna go back
staying
to
pretty bad on the video. Just let me know, guys. I feel really bad for this because it's I don't know what's going on. I shouldn't be getting this bad download speed.
Is your roommate trying to host an entire Halo LAN party in the other room?
Shouldn't be.
Oh, it looks like it might be back. Oh wait, no, now it's buffering. Like the YouTube video just keeps buffering.
I'm trying to think.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I did not expect. Like, I've never had internet problems like this, and I don't know. Actually, yeah.
Is it the heat wave?
It should be.
Yeah, I think the copper lines might have literally melted.
Let me check. I'm gonna see. Is there a way to?
Yeah, my video on my phone is just spinning.
Yeah,
I'll get off Wi-Fi real quick and see if I get the same result on.
I'm logging to my admin. I'm seeing maybe what might be. Is there a way to? I'm trying to see connections status.
Yeah,
I'm going to my router right now and seeing what could be clogging it up. Would there be a good place where I'd be able to look at where the connection stuff is at? Or
Ookla speed test, maybe? I don't
I
know.
literally don't know.
no, I mean
Traceroute will tell you if there's like a weird thing going on between you and YouTube.
yeah, because I'm trying to
Maybe?
think. I don't think I have anything.
Martin says it's time to Twitch.
I don't think
I
Twitch
thought
is gonna
everyone was
fix
moving
it.
off of Twitch.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I don't know what's going on with the internet today. That's weird.
I've never had internet that this bad before. Like everything. It's even when I lived in my apartment, it still wasn't.
Maybe we should all just turn off our computers and come back.
Can you do a quick speed
On
test?
Yeah, I was getting like one like I'm getting 700 down, but when I do upload, it's like 1 point something.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm getting like right now I'm getting 800 down. Yeah, and it's fluctuating. It's going from 2 to 1. It's stuck at about 2 right now for 2 megabits per second.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it should be at least 10. I don't know why.
What
I
else
think
would be
today's
uploaded?
show is just gonna have to be pre-recorded, and you are gonna have to upload it. That's because this is an important news week, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is an important
Wait, can you
news
host
week,
it, Dave?
Uh,
Or is that
oh,
is
yeah,
that
no.
too much setup?
All right, let's just see. Hey, there we are.
I guess.
Is it working? Is it running?
good.
I have a good connection.
Yeah, it looks nice.
No frames dropped yet.
It's saying me at 240.
It's smooth on my end.
we
Okay,
go.
good for now. Good.
I look kind of like a zombie though, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's because I didn't have a chance to. Hey guys, you get to see behind the curtain and see how we run the show, how we produce this show. Let me make Pat not look like a zombie. Given the, I'll just turn off color correction for a second. I don't know what's going on with his.
There you go. I'm looking a little bit more human color. I'm getting that color back in.
Yeah, and yeah, that's how we do this.
There we go. That's perfect. Yep. Sorry about that, guys. My internet speed dropped to 1. I don't know
sure
how that-
did.
I don't know how the hell that was possible, but apparently it did. So yeah, my upload speed dropped all the way down to like 1 megabit per second. So all I was getting was nothing. Like I wasn't getting any speed or anything. It was like, yeah, I might as well have not been doing anything. It was the weirdest thing ever. I don't know why I did that.
You gotta
but it
get
did.
glass wire. No, I'm just kidding.
I got the Cox Gigablast, so that shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, it's a fluke. It's I wouldn't. Is it unrealistic to think that it has something to do with the heat wave? I mean, and like power grid stuff, no, or interference,
I don't know.
no.
I'll have to call Cox because I don't think an 0.08 upload speed is really acceptable.
And you gotta tell
And
them,
under any
you
we have
Cox.
10. Like 10 is perfect. I don't need anything higher than that.
Yeah,
Giga Blast is such an unfortunate name.
I have a 12. I have 12 megabit. We ended up switching to you running the show because I guess my 12 megabit upload wasn't enough to be able to send 5,000 kilobytes. Yeah. But I think that's the thing is I also have Cox, and I think it's just like hit or miss. It's weird. My download is never a problem. It's the upload that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm getting like 3.3. Like I'm getting download on my phone. I'm getting like 3.3 something.
Yeah.
I don't know why it dropped so hard.
Well, for the benefit of those who I guess are going to be listening to this later as a podcast, so we just kind of like redo the intro.
Yeah, just redo the intro. Start from the thing popping up, the beginning of it, and we'll do that.
Oh, you really want me to go? Okay, you want me to start from? Okay, here goes.
Just burn it all.
Here goes.
See you guys.
セガサターンシロ
Hey, how's it going? Here we are again, SaturnDave.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to another week of Shiro news, Shiro excitement. No technical errors whatsoever. This is perfect. There's no
Yeah.
TIs, nothing. This is perfect. Everything's perfect. There's no errors, no glitches. Everything's great, guys.
I don't blame that on you. I don't blame that on you at all, Pat. That's just like a weird internet fluke, and it happens to me too. Like I'll just be randomly, we'll do like 5 good shows in the bag, and then 1 week it'll just be like I'm getting red. I'm in the red, and I'm for some reason not sending enough data, and I'm just like, what is going on? So anyway.
Yeah, it's been weird. I don't know. Everything else today was going good though. Like everything's going good until now. So
Yeah.
I guess something had to go bad between now and then. But it's been a great day so far, actually. Besides that.
Cool. So something is happening. Something big is happening tomorrow. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I am turning the big 3-0, 0330, whatever denomination of that. I'm turning 30, I guess, is the thing.
Yes.
It's officially old.
I know that's crazy. So I have to do something. You know this. So here we go. I'm gonna embarrass you on live right here. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh no.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Patrick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, man.
Thanks, man. I was hoping you were gonna do some Nirvana, but I guess that's
Oh,
second best.
well, okay, so here you go. Okay. Let me just see here.
Oh wait, did that song go into public domain?
Yeah, it's free now.
Okay, we're good.
After like 80 years.
Pat is turning 30. He's turning dirty. I don't No. Okay, never mind. I can't do that on the spot right there.
Oh, that's fine because that one's not public domain.
Oh,
YouTube
okay.
will take that one down.
It's okay. I didn't play enough of it. Besides, I played it so shitty.
Have a gun.
Anyway, happy
I don't
birthday, man. Sorry to embarrass you and myself.
Cool. That was a lot
I
of fun.
had to.
I appreciate it.
The big 3-0 though, that's awesome. I'm really I need a time machine so I can go back 10 years because I'm pushing 40 in December. So.
Oh wow! Holy shit! Wow, you're 10 years. What? You were born in '82.
Yeah. Did you see our reviews? Yours was like Patrick 29 and mine was like 39. I mean, we both thought it was a great movie, but my point was, yeah, you're like 10 years younger than me, but
I didn't pay attention to. I pay attention to the content.
to the
and not
content.
the
That's all that
age.
matters. Don't pay attention to my age. No, but seriously, it's crazy how much our musical taste aligns, considering there's like a 10-year gap in our age. But yeah, so.
To be fair though, I think a lot of the newer stuff. I don't know. Like I don't know how you feel about like Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy and stuff.
That's not me at all. Like, I mean.
Yeah, so there's gaps there in that regards because I like.
That's not an age thing because I like them and I'm 6
No, I mean,
months
I
younger
know.
than him.
So like, I don't.
I like girls that like them.
I don't hate
back when-
Panic at the
back when they were
Disco. I
popular.
don't hate Panic at the Disco or Fall Out Boy or anything like that. But like, I kind of associate it with the whole like late emo screamo phase kind of thing. But kind of when it
I
like
guess.
turned a little mainstream pop and it just was yeah, not nearly my thing. But
Well, I don't like those other bands as well. Like I don't like MCR and was it 30 Seconds to Mars and stuff like that.
yeah, no, yeah.
Like that's not my thing either. But Panic doesn't have any of the screamo stuff. It's literally just regular singing stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think Fall Out Boy literally has like one song that does that. But you're thinking like Bring Me the Horizon, like all that other garbage stuff that I don't listen to. Or was it Hawthorne Heights or whatever?
Oh, no, yeah, no. That, you know, the funny thing
That's
is,
different.
I played plenty of Panic at the Disco back in the day. I'm not rocking that stuff these days. Like, I'm mostly have moved on from that, and maybe I'll like put it on a playlist every once in a while, but it's not like I'm rocking that stuff on my turntable or my iPod or anything like that, you know?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think like in my that's the point was there was that gap. That's where the gap was between that. So
Yeah.
I think that's really the only overlap issue that we have. But the rest of it like in the 90s, but it's just that one era in the 2000s.
Yeah.
That I think. But you saw like a lot of things from the 2000s, like you like Fleet Foxes and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love a lot of the indie stuff. We both like
Yeah,
vaporwave. We both
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
a lot of like lo-fi. I like lo-fi hip hop and stuff like that. I like I don't know if you like lo-fi hip hop, but I like
I like
you know
lo-fi hip-hop.
samples and stuff, like artists that do a lot of
Yeah.
sampling and stuff like that. instrumental hip hop, that kind of stuff. You know, like, but then we both love jazz. We both love classic rock. Both love the Beatles. But then again, that's not hard to say. I mean, lots of people love the Beatles, but
there's a lot of good overlap, like with Nirvana, all the grunge stuff, Nirvana,
absolutely,
Soundgarden, Pearl Jam. Were you a big Pearl Jam? I never asked you.
Love
about that.
Pearl Jam, absolutely.
Okay, Pearl Jam. I got
yeah,
you.
and I was just listening to a Retronauts episode. They're doing 82, so the year I was born, right? They're doing 82 and 92. They're like decade retrospective or whatever, you know. They do, and Jeremy was putting a lot of Nirvana stuff in the 92, you know. So that was fun. But yeah, I was born during the video game crash, so you know.
That's fair.
Yeah,
no, that's understandable, and I think that's I think that's kind of interesting that we have that dynamic in that. But the thing is that you discovered it as it was probably coming out, or when it was mainstream. I only did it when it was like, I think it was like 10 years after the fact, like
right
in the 2000s I started getting into a lot of that stuff. But
right. But the thing is, you were like when I was young, and the SNES was like the new shiny console that you just had to have, you know. And when you were about that same age, it was like the Dreamcast. Like, you were bright and bushy-tailed getting your Dreamcast. You were so excited about it. I was already a little jaded. Like making my, you know, I think I would have loved the Dreamcast even more if I had like got it for Christmas as a kid, you know, like being a teenager, having to work a job and not really getting to play it as much. I think it's not as special to me as it is to you, but yeah, so I still love the Dreamcast. But
I just think the funniest thing that you mentioned that though is that how much of a different gap we were as people. Like when me and you now, we really connected, we vibe and work together as coworkers. But if it wasn't like during then, you would have been like 17, I would have been 7, and was it 99, right?
Yeah,
and I think that's just kind of funny how two different worlds. It's like, you know, it's like you and I would be worlds apart at that age, but now we're like pretty close together. Not
necessarily though, because check this: when I was younger, I used to work like summer camps as a counselor, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'd have like a teepee full of like 7 or 8 year old boys. Don't go there. don't. I was a co-counselor. I did it to myself. But no, I mean, like, you know, I had the kids were teaching me all about like the Tamagotchis and stuff like that, you know, and showing and you know, talking about, you know, PlayStation and stuff like that. And it was interesting because I had like a teenage perspective of PlayStation, and they had like a 7 or 8 year old perspective of PlayStation, and they all loved Spyro. Like that, it was either like Spyro or the other dude. Can't think of it right now. Crash, yeah, Crash or Spyro.
Crash Garbage Coot.
Yeah, no, that's not fair. I like the first two Crash games.
I hate Crash.
You hate Crash?
Absolutely hate Crash. That's like the worst. Like, I was so annoyed that Crash trilogy. They got a trilogy. We only got one Spyro game. What kind of messed up world is that?
Yeah.
Where we shafted again, shafted as always, but. But it's kind of funny you mentioned that though. Yes. Sorry, unrelated to the joking with the boys in the tents.
Right.
I just watched that documentary on Jimmy Savile on Netflix.
Yeah.
Literally, I think nobody else, unless they're from the UK, would know why that is so bad.
Oh.
So, yeah. So if you, I imagine Martin's probably gonna be like, "Oh crap, you watched that? Oh, sorry to hear that." And whoever knows whoever Jimmy Savile is. So, but yeah, that documentary is really horrid. It was on him with Top of the Pop, and he did that show. I think he did it when Nirvana even did the lip syncing thing too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyways, on a slightly better topic, I do think that it's really cool that you can connect it. It makes me hope that when I'm older, I can connect like you did with like the Tamagotchis and stuff with my kids.
Yeah.
Because like, I think that's kind of one thing I want to do as a parent, is like connect to my kids, like work with them.
That's the thing. I'm like. Yeah. I always assume that kids wouldn't engage with games that are too heady, for example, or like just too strategic based. But I'm always surprised at how my son just gravitates towards that kind of stuff because I'm passionate about it. Like Final Fantasy 12, he absolutely loves it right now, and he's just like getting into all the gambits and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
he thinks it's even better than Breath of the Wild right now. Like he doesn't even play Breath of the Wild now. He just is into Final Fantasy 12. Like I thought that was too like technical of a game for a 7 or 8 year old to play. But no, like whatever you share your passion with them, if like it's Neo Geo or whatever, I'm sure that your kid, if you have a kid, will probably end up being into Neo Geo because those games kick ass even all these years later, you know?
It is kind of funny because like I think that's part of like underestimating the kids because like I look back and I think how the heck did I beat Ocarina of Time as a kid, as a 7-year-old, you know?
Seriously.
And I
You had a
somehow
lot
did
of
it.
time is what it is. You had tons of time. That's what it
You could
was.
fail.
Yeah.
You failed. Like, okay, I'll try this differently, and it's like,
Yeah.
you think that you don't, you can't, and like it's like underestimating it. Like if I imagine if you gave it to your kid, he'd be able to beat Final Fantasy 12 like fairly easily, you know?
Yeah, but also it holds your hand a lot now. Like with being able to fast forward it and having a bunch of quality of life improvements on the Switch makes it easier because he probably could dump hours and hours into it without having like the auto saves and stuff like that. But I mean, this definitely makes it easier for him because when we were kids, that's the thing. We didn't have save states. We didn't have any of that thing. We just had a lot of time and we would just keep playing it until we got better. You know, that's just what you had to do. But yeah,
Exactly.
Ocarina.
You get a guide. It's like get good, kid.
Yeah, it's hard to go back to though on the N64. Like with all the remakes and all the other ways you can play
Yeah.
it, it's kind of, unless you really just want that experience, it's a little hard to go back to that
In
way.
all honesty, yeah, I really only kind of want to go. If I want to go back to the Ocarinas, I just pick up my 3DS. I don't want to.
There, yeah, that or the Majora's Mask, on 3DS.
At this very moment, I am playing Majora's Mask on a Nintendo 64.
Oh, you are.
Majora's
With an
Mask.
RGB mod, the picture looks really nice.
Nice. I'm sure it does. That's one of my favorite games on the
Majora's
64.
Mask.
Honestly, that game's awesome. I like it better than Ocarina, but that's just me, But yeah, it's
love the grind.
it's the more artistic of the two games, I think. But that's the thing though. It's like Nirvana. You listen to Nevermind or something like that, and even Kurt Cobain kind of admitted that it was a little overproduced. But I listen to that. It doesn't sound like it's from '92 or what. Like it's not it sounds freaking amazing today, just as much as it did back then. If something's good, it's just good, Yeah, there's gonna be, there'll be issues with how it aged or something like that. But like Link to the Past is as good today, I would argue, as it was when it came out.
For sure. I think that's a good point though. Is that even though it does seem overproduced, it's still really good regardlessly.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, apparently you need to bump my mic up or something.
Oh yeah. Let's so things are probably a little different. Let's put up desktop audio.
We had issues.
There we go.
We had issues.
Okay, keep going. Talk.
Anyways, I just pointed that, but yeah, I actually, did you ever see the behind the scene? It's the behind the music, not behind the music. It's the classic albums on Nevermind.
Yeah.
That actually is one of my favorite episodes of that, just because I love how Butch goes into like. I think my favorite story is just the one for Draining was like, oh, that take was no good. Add another Mesa on there. It's not good. add the jazz, and like there's like 5 guitars overlaid on that track, and it's
I know.
I think that's why I love that track so much. It's just like just in your ear. It's like so heavy, but
yeah. And Grohl like went ahead and bought that analog console. He like bought that whole console to record for his own studio.
For Wasting Light and stuff. I actually need to pick that up too.
Yeah. But yeah. That's the thing. That's kind of that I feel like Peter's older than me by a year or two, I think. And Knight and I are the same age. Emerald, how old are you? Sorry. I have to put
30s. I'm not going to get too close to the security question.
So 30s. But but Pat and Nick are the young guys, and they relate to each other really closely on a lot of stuff, just from their generation and stuff. But
I'm just glad Nick's part of us because he's technically the youngest now.
Yeah,
so I don't have to feel any pressure anymore.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, yeah, it's
I don't
cool.
have to be Jason New Kid.
So yeah, enough embarrassment for one day. Happy birthday, Pat. Hope you have a great weekend. And just
I did. I actually got 2 cool things from my roommate. Well, 3. Well, I got 3 things. I got this shirt from my sister. Who got me this cool Inuyasha shirt.
Inuyasha, yeah.
The 90s. And she got me this cool statue of Conan Edogawa from Case Closed.
Nice.
And then my roommate got me the Case Closed movie. So
nice.
This one, it's like they're doing this again. I think this is really cool though, because like it's case closed, but while they do that, they actually do go with the original and Detective Conan now. So that way they have both of the titles, and I guess I don't think I brought it on the show, but this is Detective Conan / Case Closed is hands down my favorite anime. Period.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, no, actually, my birthday's the 9th, not the 8th.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, but it's all good.
But so
almost Martin.
I have a package coming your way. Assuming your house is the same address, right? You haven't moved.
I moved. I'm just joking. No, I'm same house as I've been since 19. So
yeah. So I apologize that it's not going to get there by your birthday, but I am putting something together. So anyway,
it's awesome, man. I'm excited.
I will bring up the browser. We can talk about the news.
Your birthday? What's your birthday again?
2 days after. 28th. The end of the year, December 28th. So I was born I was technically an 83 kid, but
yeah,
and that was like really when the video game market crashed. But yeah, I was technically born in 82. So
I'll have to get you something nice for your 40th.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for my 40th. I haven't even started thinking about it yet.
I'll fly out and visit you for your 40th.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. We both got to check out this movie that's coming out, I guess tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be out today, right? The 8th is when
I think.
Presumably it's out last
usually
night.
they show it early on.
Wednesday. That's what it is. Yeah. See, it's technically it's out on the 8th, but they showed it. They always show it late on Thursday nights. So some folks have seen it already.
It's weird. It depends. Because when I saw Star Wars, it was on a Wednesday night. So it's really strange. I don't know the whole thing with
I mean, we saw it a week before, right? And then there were other people that pre-screened it even a week before we did. I mean, technically the film's been in the can for like a month or something, Yeah. Probably more than that. But so yeah, actual release dates are kind of iffy. But anyway, you liked the film, right?
I did actually. I think honestly, I liked it better than the second one.
Me too. I thought
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Wait, you mean the first one?
Yeah, I liked it better than the first one.
We both liked it better than the first one, for different reasons. I mean, I've heard some people say that the first one maybe had a better story because it was the setup, but and this one was definitely not so much about story. It was just kind of bonkers. I keep saying.
The first one have a story?
Do either of them have a story? I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I mean this one was definitely not really so much about the story and much more about introducing the characters and then just creating chemistry with the characters and building their personas, Yeah.
In all honesty though, I kind of, I don't know how vague spoilers can we get? Because there's one thing I want to talk about that I think is important that is technically spoilers, but not really.
I don't really. Okay, go ahead, but I don't think we should spoil it for anybody. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that there's a focus more on the main three characters and Eggman than it is the human characters. So I think they toned down the human interaction of the characters, which I liked a lot.
Yeah, but that's
gonna be great until the third movie when Jim Carrey retires.
He probably just said that out of reaction. He did the same thing with with the gun violence with the Kick-Ass 2. Mm-hmm. He said he was going to retire or just stop doing violent movies, and he didn't have to do that.
And he said he wouldn't do, he said a couple of times that he doesn't like to do sequels, but he did Ace Ventura 2, and he did Dumb and Dumber 2, and he did a bunch of sequels. So I don't know, maybe he just, I think he just kind of emotionally goes up and down. We'll see.
Yeah. So I'm at the thing is that they already have the third one announced.
Yeah.
And I don't think Jim Carrey's. Then I think he already has a contract signed, so I think it might be after the contract for the third movie's over is probably what he's going to say. So because they already announced that there's going to be a third one, right?
Yeah. They could do what the comics did and have the Western Robotnik essentially get killed off and be replaced by the Eggman robot.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. They could do something like that, or they could go a different route, because I know that Eggman's not 100% in all the games, is he?
He basically is. The only ones where he's not are not the ones worth mentioning.
Right. Exactly what I was going to say.
Maybe they could do a Knuckles Chaotix spinoff.
He was in that too, wasn't he? He was helping set up
he was.
Or Metal Sonic, sorry.
That's what I wanted.
Let me go ahead and just kind of announce that I'm going to try and do an article this weekend breaking down some of the references of the Sonic lore and whatever that I can figure out and spot on the watch through of the first two movies. So you guys can hold me accountable to that. I'm actually going to try and write that and get that out this weekend because I'm going to try and watch the movie Saturday morning.
That will be great. That will be great.
There was a lot of references that we noticed. I don't want to spoil any of them at all, so I'm not going to say them. But honestly, I think we should do like a little, like maybe a Shiro show like extra where we just do a spoil cast where it's like just spoilers for the Sonic when we just talk about it. Yeah,
we'll just have to put flags around it saying like don't watch unless unless you've already seen it or don't care about spoilers. But
yeah, because I do want to talk about the references in there because I still think my favorite one was the I can't say without spoiling it, but there is one I think I brought up to you. There's a couple that I brought up to you, Dave, and it's like that's really cool.
I know,
but it involves coffee, is all I'll say.
Okay,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I mean,
I like that reference.
There were really like obvious, like in your face spoiler or Easter eggs, and then there were like really subtle ones that you were like that I almost missed, and I was like, oh my god, that's cool. Or ones that I thought about later, that didn't dawn on me right away. But again, I'm gonna need to do another watch of this in order to get them all. But I mean, Emerald's gonna give us that article, so that'll be great. Yeah. But anyway, so I wanted to
claim the title of local Saturn Sonic lore master.
So one thing I wanted to say, and I have a lot of things to say about the film, but if I was limited to one, I probably would say that I was so amazed at Idris Elba at his performance, because I did not think, I was one of the people who was a little skeptical about casting him as Knuckles, and I just thought that it was a weird fit. And then, like, I can honestly say that he kind of stole the show, because he had that, like, he was just so deadpan, so flat and serious and kind of naive at the same time, the whole movie. And it was just
that's
perfect.
what I did appreciate about that, is that they kept the characters' personalities, like all of them was pretty much one-to-one of what it was literally, Knuckles, it's like in the review, Knuckles was, naive and tough and like rough, and then, Tails is, big giant heart.
Yeah,
and trying to do his best, even though he messes up sometimes.
Right.
And Sonic, of course, wisecracking like Spider-Man character, which I like.
Yeah, and of course, like Tails has all the gizmos, and some of them work better than others. And then of course, there was a part in the middle where it kind of, I think, kind of went slow. It was a little slow with the people, and like a lot of slapstick, and you know. It was a little...
I did like the guy from... I did find it funny the guy from Criminal Minds was in it, and he's right there.
Yeah.
I forgot what his name... I was thinking it the other time. It was like, he's cheating on what's her name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Criminal Minds, though, so it was really cool seeing him again, so...
What do you think of the music in this movie? Like, not the score, but like the picks, the, rock and pop music picks.
I don't know. Some of it made me want to walk...
Oh, okay.
A little bit. Wait, wow. Wait, Dave, are you talking to me?
I am talking to you.
You know what, Dave? You know what? Just walk on home, kid.
Walk on. You're not supposed to spoil this for folks, but anyway, yeah, no,
what are you talking about, Dave? I'm not spoiling anything.
So I thought it was really good. I thought that a lot of the music picks were great, and they definitely.
Tell me ahead of time. Does Crush 40 make an appearance on the soundtrack?
Yeah, they at the middle of the scene when Sonic's fighting Eggman, they jump on the egg carrier and do a solo. No, they're not in the movie. They're not in the movie.
Anyway,
so none of the music makes it to the movie?
What?
Jun Senoi's music doesn't make it into the movie.
Not that I remember. Maybe he did some soundtrack stuff. But there's nothing that I remember.
I didn't find anything in the credits when I was writing the article. So,
but no, it was still good. I think I didn't mind that. I wasn't looking for it. But speaking of Crush 40, there are some references to some stuff of that nature.
Yeah,
is all I'll say. So I guess I was wrong. There is Crush 40 related things.
Right.
But. Like you'll see. I'm not going to say anything else.
It's hard. It really is hard to talk about it without slipping on spoilers. But I will just say that folks should go watch it and have fun and try not to take it too seriously. You'll ruin it if you try to like analyze everything and stick it through and figure out like how it all works, because it's all really just asinine. But it's a lot of fun, and again, I think that it's one that folks should go see. And I'm really hoping that Sega might release another franchise, like turn Space Harrier into a film.
Speaking of that, I did want to say a spoiler we can talk about is the intro Sega logo. I don't think anybody's gonna be mad, but yeah, I liked looking at that because you could see like different references. So off the top of my head, I remember looking around, I saw Jet Set Radio.
Yep.
I saw Space Harrier. I saw
Knights.
I believe Knights. I believe I saw Clockwork. Maybe I can't. I'm
I
not
saw
sure,
Shenmue.
though.
You saw, there was Clockwork. There was Shenmue. There was
Shenmue, yeah.
There was Virtual Racing, and there was also Daytona. Can you imagine if they did like a wacky like Daytona themed movie about like crazy NASCAR racing or something?
I guarantee you, somebody like Dwayne Johnson or John Cena would be as the main guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask a question?
Please.
No, sorry, you're not allowed to ask questions.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Just joking, go for it.
Without spoiling anything, do they reference just Sonic, or is there more Sega stuff as well? Just so I know what to expect.
Oh, in the actual body of the film, do they try to? I mean, okay, so you watched the first film, right?
I actually haven't.
You haven't seen the first one, so I can't spoil that either. Because there was.
I don't care. I'll just watch it tonight, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go watch the second one anyway.
Yeah,
technically, Dave, technically, I guess there is a non-Sonic one, because technically, while it is technically Sonic, it's technically not Sonic.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the coffee situation.
The truth is, there are some. And there are probably more that I don't even know about. So I would feel safe to say, yeah, there are, but they're not like, most of the references are Sonic references, for sure.
Like 99% of it. Like, I think that's the only one I could think of that was a non-Sonic references that related one. But
yeah,
once you say it, like, okay, I see what he means by that, but I won't say anything else with that. But
yeah,
I did like it. I think the issue that I think both of us had is that there was a lot of product placement in it.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of product placement in it, which is, I mean, do you expect anything different from like a family blockbuster for spring break? It's kind of
I guess that there's quite a bit though. Like I think I guess spoilers. There's an Oreo one.
Yep.
What was the other one?
Like wasn't there like a Pepsi?
So the first movie was really, really blatant about it. It was almost as bad as the Power Rangers movie,
right?
In terms of just shoving things in that didn't like.
Wait,
right in front of the plot,
this one or the last one?
The first one.
Okay, yeah.
So who owns Oreo? That's
one.
Who owns Oreo? Because is it like Nabisco?
That's Nabisco.
Okay, yeah. And then the parent company that owns
PepsiCo.
Yeah. So I think there was a Pepsi in there. I'm not. But anyway, the fact is, it's like
there's an iPhone.
It's Paramount. It's Paramount, and it's like a kid family blockbuster film. So it's like the target audience for trying to get people to buy shit. But anyway, there might have even been a product placement in the OVA. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, it was a better Sonic movie.
It was I really want them to do a movie, and this is not a spoiler. This is just me saying I wish they would do something with Metal Sonic. They might be like hiding it and not. There hasn't been a hint of them doing anything with Metal Sonic, but I'm a fan of Metal Sonic, so I'm hoping that they do something with that character. But
yeah, also, I just want to make one thing I want to say.
Yeah.
Is that there's no after credit scene. There's only a post credit scene after they do the flashy animation. Mm-hmm. So after the credits, if you guys just want to leave, you can. There's nothing after that.
So like the graphic credits and then mid credits.
Yeah.
Then
the mid cut scene. And then that's it. There's nothing after the credits.
Right.
So you don't have to be obliged to stay for the. I would, because I like the credits and they had some cool music that played.
Yeah.
And I usually do it anyways, but you don't have to if you don't want to, if you're that kind of guy. Just clean up your popcorn after you leave. Don't leave stuff on the seats.
We have 15 minutes left for the normal runtime of this show, and now we have like all of our news to talk about.
Yeah, I can go over if you need it.
Yeah, of course we can. Of course we can.
I'm not doing anything today.
Yeah,
so.
no, I was just joking that if we were going by deadlines, then we kind of got a late start because of all the TDs. But
Ogre battle.
Yeah. So Paul met
battle.
Aisha, how to say that? Pennywise. They released a English translation patch for Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. This is originally an SNES game that I guess received some enhancemts for the Saturn.
Yeah, they add more vocal lines. They add a bunch of animations of voice acting.
Right.
In all honesty, I actually had this game years ago. I think maybe I grabbed it in a bundle.
Right.
And honestly, I did not like it. I did not like it at all when I first played it. And I traded it, I think, for... What did I trade that for? It wasn't a straight... I don't know. I know it wasn't a straight trade for Sparkster because I traded Sunset Riders for that. I actually forgot what I traded... I traded Ogre Battle for, to be honest. But I did trade it, so I don't think I have it anymore. But yeah, I actually kind of regret it because I've been playing it, the new one, and I actually really like it.
You're talking about a new Ogre Battle game, or just a...
No, I'm talking about the original Ogre Battle on the SNES, Bunch of the Black Queen.
Okay, and you're playing...
And I played this translation, and I really liked it.
Oh, nice. What did you like about it?
I liked it. I'm just joking. I liked the battle system. I like the mechanics where it's like you send units out and it's like a tactical strategy game where it's like it's auto battles and you get to pick the strategies and using the tarot cards for specials, and it's like you have to find out, like you have to send units in, save your money and pool your resources correctly, send the units in, send weaker units back to heal up. It's a really unique battle experience. I really enjoyed it. It's really ogering of battles.
This is Riverhill Soft and Quest Corporation. Then Tactics Ogre, which is a game, I guess, in the series, right? Let Us Cling Together. That was the later game.
That's technically a turn-based strategy game.
Are they all like almost unrelated?
I think they might be in the same universe, but they're pretty much not the same game. They're completely different gameplay wise. One of them is a tactical RPG like Fire Emblem. The other one is a game more like Dragon Force. Right.
And the only reason I mention it is because like I had a lot of people commenting or saying like getting this game confused with the other one. And I don't even know if anybody's working on that. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's working on that one at all. I would love it if they did, because it is a Yasumi Matsuno game, and it's like, and it's very reminiscent of like the Final Fantasy Tactics. But yeah, I need to check this one out because I actually haven't played this game, not even on SNES back in the day. So this is a good excuse to do it.
It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing it, and I think honestly people should really try it out if they haven't, because I honestly was surprised how good it was.
Except don't try to use a Retrobit controller, right?
Yeah, no, I think this hasn't been edited yet, but it's not only the wireless controllers, but the wired controllers as well do not work with this one, because it loads up a menu. Yeah, it loads up a menu where you have to hit because it has both difficulties in it for the hard US release with the translation and the Japanese difficulty.
Right.
The thing is that I don't know what happened with the menu. Probably one of these beautiful people in the chat know much better than I do why the controller is not detected, and because this is the first time it's ever happened to me. Like every homebrew, everything worked with the Retrobit controllers. Maybe you beautiful people in the chat will be able to explain to me why this wasn't working and whose fault we should blame.
But it's the 3D control pad too, right? The 3D control pad doesn't work either.
Right.
Yeah, so you really just need to use an OEM Saturn pad for now.
So what I don't understand is that it's a button press prompt. So the 3D control pad, the only difference should be the fact that you are using the analog direction, but the face button should be the same coding, right?
No.
Why would they change it?
The way the 3D analog does the digital is not the same way the standard does digital.
That's kind of bizarre. So is
that's for the
this a
D-pad.
fault of the implementation from the Team Medusa or the Retrobit? I'm not trying to say that they're. I'm not like trying to criticizing them. I'm just curious, like where's the issue lie? Is it the controller's fault or is it an issue that Team Medusa implemented it incorrectly?
Now, for the retrobit itself, I cannot answer because I have not analyzed the retrobit to see how it reads into the Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
For the 3D controller, it is technically Paul Met's fault, but it's not really his fault. He's doing the standard controller method. He
Sure.
just wasn't aware the 3D controller does what's called a 3-line handshake.
Mm-hmm. I have a theory.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
And because of that,
Yeah.
and because of that, that is why we can't read right now. Because I looked through his code, and all he does, he just says check for A or C. He doesn't check for any of the other configs.
Right.
So that's why we don't see any kind of like weird
See, get it?
jumping if he puts a different like button or anything. It just flat out ignores it.
So do you think in that case we'd want to write something where it's like check if A, if C, or if these configurations of A and C on the because my thing is that I'm thinking that three-pronged handshake is also on the Retrobit controllers. Would I be probably correct, or is that just an assumption at this point?
That's what I'm assuming, and if that's the case, they at a Retrobit did it wrong because they should be doing the normal standard.
What if they based theirs off of the 3D because they wanted to be able to implement 3D control in the future?
You need to be able to do both. You need to be able to have a switch because the 3D controller itself has a switch.
Right.
And it allows you to control things digitally because a lot of games will actually not recognize the
Right.
3D controller at all.
Right. But I'm just saying, if Retrobit was like, we're designing a Saturn controller, we want to be forward thinking about what we're going to be able to do with it in the future. And even though we don't have the analog implementation right now, let's base it off of how the 3D controller did digital or analog, so that we can basically
then
like enable that in the future.
the default should be the standard controller because that's the one with 100% compatibility.
Yeah.
No, that's understandable, but like I don't think any other games like that. I've not run into any other games that have these issues, homebrew or official otherwise, and no reports of it. So that's why I'm a bit confused, because if that were the case, then aren't there some official games that don't support the 3D controller?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's kind of tricky.
But they still work with the wireless pad, correct? Or is that not? Do they not work?
Nobody's confirmed that yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so if anybody can send me a list of games, I'll check that myself. But like so here's my question: what's going on moving forward? Is Paul Met just going to be like, yeah, it's what it is, or
He said he's going to fix it in our chat.
Okay.
Yeah, in our
he's
Discord.
learning how to do it the correct way. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. That's all I need to know. I wasn't sure if this was if you need to use it and it's not going to be fixed, or it's he's working on it, which is good that he's working on it.
Yeah, he said he's going to address it in a future update.
Yeah, and I think I've heard a lot of criticism of the Retrobit controllers. I'm in the middle of that. Like, I do agree that they should have made it standardized, but I understand why they did it. And if it's not affecting the rest of the official library, then I'm probably leaning towards it might be on Paul Met to do that. But like, if somebody could send me a list of games that don't work with a 3D pad, I'll test that tonight and I'll confirm it.
The Retrobit controllers are not perfect.
So, yeah.
I will say that.
Okay. Yeah, it's not perfect for sure.
I
I'm saying is that
Yeah. I don't use it for the Saturn at all because there's like some imperceptible or something wireless lag that it just bothers me just a tiny bit enough to not use it. I use normal controllers for the Saturn. I only use my Retrobit for deving.
I use them for RPGs and stuff like that. Like for Shining Holy Ark, they're totally fine. But I know exactly what you mean, Emerald. They're not one-to-one. Well, they're literally not one-to-one. It's impossible. You go wireless, there is some lag. No matter how good it is, no matter how close to zero it is, it's still perceivable. And if you are playing games at a really high level, you'll notice it. But yeah, I mean, I support Retrobit controllers as a thing, like as an option that folks have. they work. They're definitely lower cost of entry than those infrared controllers, and they're not like really hard to obtain. But I definitely think that more could be done to make them a better product. I'm hoping that Retrobit is working behind the scenes to try to, release like a version 2 of those controllers.
Yeah, and I really like it just for the SHIRO show, just because it's so easy just to throw a controller, plug it in. Okay, let's play.
Yeah. Why hasn't anybody figured out? Why hasn't anybody figured out how to like make another Wavebird? Because I think like Nintendo like hit it out of the park with the Wavebird controllers.
Yeah, there needs to be, I mean, there's third-party ones. But
yeah,
8-bit
8-bit Do. That's you can get the 8-bit Do kit, and I think that's much better, I guess, from what I've heard. Then you have to assemble it, but yeah, I mean, you could do that.
There actually is an upcoming Wavebird replacement.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to see if I can find the list.
Is that one Smash controller? I thought that got canceled.
I believe it's a different one. Let me.
Okay,
you know what? Before we move on from this article, because we have more to cover, I do want to just really quickly read off the bullet point list of things. It's as a part of the translation of the game, the following innovations were also implemented, and that is support for variable character width, support for single byte character encoding, support for highlighting the font with color, support for translucent backgrounds for most windows, highlighting the characteristics of the character which are affected by the equipped artifact. Standard voiceovers have been replaced with the better ones from the PS1 version of the game. Change the narrator's voice in the introductory scene that tells the story of the game to the female voice from the PS1 version of the game. So I guess it's it's
the one that it plays like Lucky.
Yeah,
like when you get a card, it's just like Lucky, boo.
Exactly. Support for increased level of complexity. That one's vague, but and then are we talking about like geometric complexity or what?
I think he means actually the difficulty level of the game itself.
Okay, the engine. Okay, and then
the variable difficulty.
Flat level map by default.
I have no idea what that means.
Yes, because I haven't played the game before. I can't really.
Straight up instead of at an angle.
Okay. So instead of like isometric, I got you.
Yeah.
So like this right here instead. So it almost looks like maybe it had been like mode 7 before or something like that.
Right.
And then they just in this way it's not stretched or warped, so you can kind of like make out what things are better. So anyway, that's cool. Check it out. And then Pat is going to talk about yet another, because when it rains it pours. And like in the same day, we found out about another translation that came out.
Yeah. Before you just make sure that before we kick it off, make sure we edit that for Bob's and Retro RGB to make sure that it says both the wired and wireless controllers.
On top of it already. It's on there on Retro RGB.
Oh, okay, you fixed it already? Okay, that's good.
I fixed it yesterday. Yeah, so
okay,
and I just said that the only one that works right now is just OEM wired Saturn controllers. No 3D control pad, no Retrobit pads of any kind, and then that Paul Met is working on it.
Yeah, because and this one in here just says does not work with the wireless controllers only.
Okay, so then I updated Retro RGB, and I forgot to do our own site. Then I guess
no worries. Okay. I just want to make sure that Bob's reading is and like it doesn't like.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no weirdness or confusion. Yeah, sure. it is on Bob's site, so it's just on that one. No big deal. No big. We'll fix it later.
Okay. Cool.
Anyways, the next translation we'll go on to, sorry about that, is a Yumimi Mix Remix fan translation. So
yes,
this is an interesting one. This was released on the same day as the Ogre Battle patch. It was really weird. We were sitting there and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, new fan translation. Like, wait, what the hell? I think Burnton's actually posted. It's like, what the heck? And this was a double whammy. So this was shadow dropped by Supper on the Sega Extreme forums.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a port of the 1995 Mega/Sega CD game, and it's a straight up port. So it's a straight 1-to-1 port of it. So it's pretty much it looks like it kind of reminds me of Willy Beamish a bit, graphical wise.
Right.
Except good. But no, I'm just joking. But it's kind of the story is really bizarre. I played a little bit and I captured some footage. I need to upload that.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, you play as this girl, and ghosts have been appearing over and around her town and her school. And apparently, people have been I guess, what's that called? Possessed by ghosts, and specifically unicorns, like in this one that it'll show with her. So it's kind of interesting the way that the story goes, but it's a interactive anime is the way it's described. So basically, it's like you have different options. Like it plays the story of the anime. It's like, what do you want to do? Poke it with a stick, leave it alone. It's like, what do you want to say? How you want to interact with people? And it changed the story a little bit. And the game itself is a joint operation between Game Arts behind the amazing Gun Griffin, Lunar, and Grani series, and then the manga artist Izumi Takamoto behind Ouchi Panic, Neko Miura, and several other legendary mangas. More particularly, their what's that called? The woman oriented anime. What's that called? Shoujo, I think. Is that it? Shoujo. Weebs in chat. We got Shoujo. Is that what it's called?
Shonen would be boys. Shoujo sounds right.
Okay, shoujo.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So, anyways, it's more of a shoujo-based game. It's really good, though. I really enjoyed it. They added, I think, on top of the gameplay, they actually added quality of life changes. So what they added was honorifics. So I think they have something Chan stuff in the Chan instead of like an Americanized one. They have subtitles, singing karaoke lyrics on the top. And you can actually allow it to, you can enable or disable skipping scenes. So if there's what's that called? A non-important scene, you want to skip it, you can just skip it and not have to watch it.
Right.
And then I still think it's really cool because it adds a level of deepness within the game, and they added quite a bit of code to it as well to get it working.
Is that right?
It's really fantastic. Yeah, they had for that. I think it's like, was it 6,000 lines or was that Ogre Battle they did? I can't remember. They added quite a number of lines to one of the games. I can't remember which one it was.
I was gonna ask you if you knew how this.
The second one.
Okay, so it was this one that has 6,000 lines of code added to it.
Oh, okay. So then, hoping for a Snatcher Mega CD to Saturn port is probably out.
Yeah, well, the thing is that they literally just translated the port that they did on the Sega on the Saturn, because this actually got ported in Japan. This was a physical release game, but then they took that port and translated it to English.
I just wonder how much work it took them to port this from Mega CD to Saturn. Kind of, but the original team, I don't know.
With the source code, it probably was fairly simple. I don't even think they need to use a different SH2.
Right.
I'm fairly certain if you monitored the outputs, that the second SH2 probably didn't even go off once. Probably sitting there T-posing. Okay, it was Derek that posted the Yumimi translation, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. I could have sworn it was Burton's, but I
love the art in this game though. It's got really good art.
I just posted about it. I just posted it online. I didn't do anything about that.
Yeah, I think I just saw it on your Twitter. But yeah, I do like the art. I think Dave and I were talking about how much we love the pixel anime style from the Mega CD age. Because I know there's a lot of them. There was that. There was Snatcher. There was what's the name of the other game? The one Time Gal.
Time Gal. Yeah.
Is there any other ones that were on there? I can't remember. I might have been mistaken. Oh, Lunar, the Lunar games too.
Lunar games.
How to forget about them?
Yeah.
The not Albert's Odyssey. Popful Mail.
Popful Mail. That's what I was saying. Yeah. So like they just, these games just had like really sharp pixel anime art, and it's like really bespoke for these games. It wasn't just like, it was like drawn for this system. And you get a lot of games that came out for like the 32-bit generation kind of are soft. A little softer looking, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a lot of them are like either interlaced or just have a softer look than like the PC-88 games and the Mega CD games, which just had like a really sharp pixel look to them. I love those.
Yeah, no, and I also forgot there's another game on that list. I don't.
I'd put like the Famicom Detective Club series over on the SNES, like in that same category.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's sort of the same with the PC 98 stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, maybe that's what I meant. I might have meant PC 98, not PC 88, but yeah, for sure.
Yes. Also, Sura said Yuri Yatsura, My Dear Friends, is also that. That's a great game. I love Yuri Yatsura. Speaking of that, guess who also did Inuyasha?
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
the same person that did Yuri Yatsura. Actually, I really love. She does She that's probably one of my favorite mangas. So she does 3 master series. She does Yuri Yatsura, Ranma 1/2, and Inuyasha. So three of my favorite ones of all time. So she's definitely an amazing mangaka. I forgot her name off the top of my head. Sorry guys. Sorry, mangaka lady. But appreciate your work. Thank you. But yeah, there's just so many. I love this pixel art style. It's what I really like the style of it.
Looks like a lot of fun doing the choose your own adventure kind of thing. You could play this a few different ways. I'm looking forward to playing this when I get some time here, probably on a weekend, when I'm not dealing with the chickens, honestly. But this looks like a lot of fun. Probably gonna have Jesse play through it with me. And have you already played like a considerable amount of it?
I got about a quarter of a way through it when I had to turn off, but I got past I guess spoilers. It's past the school night when she turns to a unicorn. So I think at that point I stopped. I don't know. I think that's a quarter of the way through the game, but it's about a 2-hour game. I don't think there was any save spots. So, but the thing is that it's like watching an anime. If you're gonna sit there, it's not heavily like you need to sit there and watch and play it.
Right.
It's like watching an anime, except there's some interactions to it. So
exactly.
If you guys are up with that, I definitely recommend that you play it or watch it. If you like anime, especially if you like shoujo.
Yeah.
I'm a fairly decent shoujo fan, so I highly recommend you people check it out if they like shoujo anime.
Yeah, and there's a few of these.
Yeah.
There's a few of these kind of games on the Saturn too, like where it's just basically like playing an anime and like making certain choices in there, like the Dark Hunter series, or I've mentioned this before, but like the Emit series, do the same kind
or
of
Revolutionary Girl Utena that Peter played.
Right. Cool.
So,
well, when it rains, it pours. I don't know. We'll go for so long without much news, and then it's like one day we just get a rainfall.
Yeah, it's weird, but that's what it's like. That's what it is in the Saturn scene. We'll get nothing with improv, and the next day we get 4 different articles. Like, oh, let's calm down here, please.
Yeah.
But keep them coming, guys. I'd love to see 2 translations every day of my life. That'd be amazing, but I know that burns so many people out, so don't do that because I want you to be not. And there's still a ton going that are still in the works that are coming out really soon. Yeah, which I'm excited for.
Well, Forever Entertainment's House of the Dead remake dropped yesterday on Switch, and Dan Thrax wrote an article about it. And he's not there in the chat to talk about it, is he? I was gonna put him on the spot and see if he was, but no, I have not played it. I have seen lots of video of it, and it seems like people are a little like, some people think it's great, and then some people are like, I'd rather just play the original, so I guess different strokes.
You rang?
I rang. Do you want to talk about your article?
I guess I can a little.
He's like, no, I don't want to talk about it, and just leaves.
I want to know. I want to know what you think about it.
Well, I haven't played the game yet, so there's only so much I can say.
Right. Are you? Do you plan to pick it up?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it because House of the Dead, I think, was the first light gun game I ever played. I played like the original arcade cabinet when I was a teenager, and thought it was.
Just don't say that.
Super cool. So like that was one of the games that I was excited to get on my Saturn when I eventually had a Saturn years later. So, yeah, and it sounds from some of the reviews that are coming out like it's turned out pretty well. Like there are mixed impressions about the graphics. Some people think they look pretty good, and other people think they look ugly as sin.
Right.
I think I probably lean a little more toward the ugly as sin side, but I guess I can see the argument that they make the game look kind of gritty and crunchy and dark. I guess it kind of fits that grindhouse aesthetic of House of the Dead to not have a super high fidelity to its graphics. But
yeah,
but,
we're all playing House of the Dead for the voice acting.
Right, and they don't have the original music or voice acting. They redid those probably for licensing issues, but supposedly it's they still did a good cheesy job with the voice acting. And
yeah, it looks like they're using the same lines that they did in the original, from what I've seen of the video of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And the music is, I guess, suitably spooky. It almost sounds like they tried to copy the original as much as possible, but just change it enough that they're not going to get sued. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out that they changed the music, though, because I think that's the best part about House of the Dead 1 is the... Well, that's the weird thing, is because they released House of the Dead 1 on vinyl, the soundtrack to it, so it's kind of weird they redid it if they couldn't get the soundtrack rights to it.
I mean, it's money. I'm sure they did this on a particular budget, making this game, and licensing the music probably was just a cost they felt like they could skip out on.
That's the thing that strikes me, and I will say it does kind of feel like a budget release. I think that when people say the thing about the graphics, it's kind of an intangible thing. You just kind of see it, like it I don't know, maybe it's the texture work, or maybe it's like the amount of polygons in the models, or the way that maybe the motion capture is maybe the motion capture isn't as good as like some AAA studios put into their, motion capture. But for whatever reason, it does have a bit of a budget release kind of look like it comes off that way. And then I guess the question is, would you justify, spending like 39 or 40, so it's 40 euros.
Well, that's the physical edition. You can it's about $40 to buy it physically. I guess maybe conversion rate, maybe it's more in US dollars, I'm not sure, but it's $25 digitally on the eShop.
Right. I noticed it was discounted
now. Yeah, so I mean, if you're okay with getting something digitally, then $25 isn't terrible, and that is budget price. You said this feels like a budget game. Well, It is budget price. They're not charging $60 for the thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think that this publisher and the developers that they own, Forever Entertainment, I don't think that they're a particularly high budgeted outfit. I think they are kind of small potatoes a little bit. If you look at these are the most high profile games they put out, are these remakes of Saturn games.
Right.
If you look at all the other stuff they put out, and they're kind of prolific, it's all like really kind of chintzy looking stuff. Some of it might be fun. I don't know. I haven't tried it out, but so I mean, I think they just offered to Sega, hey, can we throw you a few bucks and license remaking these games? We think there will be an audience for it, and Sega will pretty much let anybody do that. Anybody who says they want to revive an old property, they're like, yeah, sure, give it a shot.
Right. I mean, it's nice to have a new light gun game for sure.
It's just a bummer though that like all those issues with it, and like I get it. Like I think the biggest hit though for me is the music is just gone, and it's like that literally was the game for me. Like, I know it's a weird thing to say, but it's like that music was just so good, and the fact that they took it out and replaced it, kind of like it's like I get it, but it's like at the same time it's like you couldn't do the one thing that a lot of people liked about the game. I don't know. Maybe, and that's just me. Maybe.
No, I totally get you. I totally get you. I'm sure like would I be going out on a limb to say that you're more excited to get the vinyl than you are to get this game?
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a sadness, really, because it's like I love House of the Dead. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I play it every time I have an arcade. There's an arcade event. I play House of the Dead 1 or 2. I beat the entirety of the game. Right. Like I every time I play it, I do. That's just what I do. I don't stop till I beat it. Right. And that's sort of my requirement for that. And it's just a bummer that like it's a cool looking port, and I know it has a lot of cool stuff with it, but the one thing I like about it is like the music is the biggest thing with that, and like I guess the gameplay, but it's like if it's completely changed just for the sake of the vibe, it's like why? Like a lot of people are saying, oh, I think the review by Sega Lord X said, yeah, they changed it to make the vibe better, make it more scarier, and it's like why? It doesn't need to be scarier. It always was scary. It always was uneasy, the pixelated stuff, and I get I know, increase the graphics, like that's fine, but it's like I don't know. For me, it's like that wasn't a thing that needed to be fixed.
I think the core gameplay and music were classic, and they were great. That anybody today playing them with like a really sharp coat of paint would love them just as much today as they did last. So that's, I think, as Saturn fans, like all we really want is just like a really nice polished looking new version of that classic game, you know? So I think that there are mixed feelings in that regard, you know, because it's like it gets some things right for sure, you know, but I think that it's obvious that there are compromises, you know?
Yeah, it's like
I do want to play for myself.
You kind of appreciate that a Saturn game has been brought onto a modern platform for people to easily access and enjoy. And, you know, you kind of want to support that because you want to see more of that. And
absolutely,
you know, have a limelight shined on the Saturn more, you know, beyond our kind of niche as retro enthusiasts, I guess you could say. But at the same time, it's like, it's not a super high budget thing either. So do you not support it because of that?
No,
I guess
you
I
do.
would probably lean more toward supporting it, even though it's kind of low budget. Because I mean, if it doesn't get any sales, then it's like, okay, nobody cares about Saturn games, so don't make more of them.
Sends the wrong message.
If it does, I think it sends a worse message than like, well, you know, this game got a bunch of support, even though it was kind of low budget, so maybe for the next one it gets a bigger budget because clearly there's an audience. I feel like that's how that could work. I think I might get it digitally and then just kind of wait to find the physical on OfferUp or something like that, you know. I definitely want to support them now and actually give my money to, you know, Sega and Forever Entertainment now just to support them, but yeah, I don't think I can bite off, you know, 40 for the physical. I want the physical one just because I want to collect it, but you know, it's tough. I think the disappointment. Go ahead.
I will say in their defense, Panzer Dragoon Remake, they got a ton of like post launch support for free. Afterwards, like for example the remastered soundtrack. So I could say there's a history of them probably doing the same thing for House of the Dead Remake if they really wanted to.
Right. Yeah.
And that'd be cool. It's just weird that like they went all out for the original the Panzer Dragoon remake soundtrack. Like that was fantastic. That was well done, and I love the soundtrack of it. But it's like, it's really weird that they didn't do it with this one. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, no, it matters. It's an iconic soundtrack. Like, I mean, the level one, the Curian Mansion, the first level is the most iconic music in my opinion in Sega history.
Right.
Like, if you think of House of the Dead, you think of that theme, and you guys know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
they even used it in 2, so it's like, why would they do that?
So some people might not care about this, obviously, but then some people like Pat do care. So it's definitely a valid feeling, you know. It's a valid feeling to express, and I definitely think that it kind of plays into the decision you have to make whether to pick this up on day one or whether to wait. You know, maybe it comes down. It is discounted via the eShop, but it might come down even more. I want to see it do well, but again, I think that my general sentiment is a feeling of disappointment that Saturn games can't garner that kind of like support for like really putting big dollars into these things. It's like we kind of almost have to accept that we're always just going to get budget titles, you know? And I'm not trying to say that as like being a super negative about it. Like I definitely want people to support Sega and support these projects, but I think that it is kind of the I've resolved myself to just feel like, okay, if they're going to be remaking like Virtual Cop or something like that, it's probably going to cut some corners because I've just become used to that, you know?
Yeah. And it's sad because even like new franchises of the series are getting like I guess as third bananas posting or third banana release, because like I know when Soccer Wars dropped it, while it wasn't like completely ignored and like not supported, I think that it didn't get like the advertising stuff that something like Yakuza got.
Right.
Or like the quality didn't go into that as much as Yakuza didn't. I did find it really weird how that Yakuza Like a Dragon and Soccer Wars switched genres, because like Soccer Wars went from an RTS to a beat 'em up style game,
right? Yeah. While
Yakuza Like a Dragon became a turn-based game. I thought that was weird. Like I don't know. I know Burnton. I know. See, when you like that, you liked Soccer Wars a lot, right? The 2020.
The PS4 version is okay. Yeah, definitely. This was definitely one of those games where the Yakuza head. What's that guy's name? The one that turned into a Yakuza, essentially.
Oh yeah, the monkey ball.
Nagoshi.
Yeah.
He definitely has a culture of like keeping the budgets in check, which is very smart, especially since this is basically the first new game in 15 years. So it's understandable.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did the guy that did Yakuza work on Soccer Wars?
He was the head of like all Sega games.
He was in charge of like all Sega games.
Oh dang, yeah. He just left recently too, right?
Right, he's out, so somebody else is kind of in his place. And it's kind of speculated part of the reason he left was because Soccer Wars did not do well, on top of a number of other issues.
It's sitting around like 400,000 units, which is fairly good, I think.
Right.
I think they wanted much bigger for it, though.
I just feel really bad that like that's what killed it, and like people are like, yeah, Soccer Wars is the reason why he left and Yakuza went downhill. It's like, no, don't, please. I just want Soccer Wars games, please, no. Yeah. Don't build a reputation. I just want more Soccer Wars games. Like, I mean, like even Burton's just bought 3 copies of it, right?
Yeah.
That was just a joke. I didn't actually do it.
But okay, so like full disclosure, it's like our duty to talk about this stuff, right? I mean, like, we no word of a lie. We want you guys to support Sega. We all do. We're huge Sega fans. That's kind of the line that we're supposed to toe. And I mean, the thing is, it's not disingenuous. I do want folks to go out and support Sega with their dollars now. Don't buy used. It's not going to help. And Dan's right. You want to send the right message and everything, but to not mention this stuff and just kind of shill it, and just say it's great, it's perfect. Yeah. It'd be the same as if I told you Retrobit controllers were perfect. They're not. I mean, I broke the D-pad on one of them. Just playing a fighting game. It wasn't even a big deal. So stuff happens. They're not perfect. There's always room for improvement. I'm a little, I'm a little miffed sometimes, like that we kind of if it was a Nintendo remake, it probably would get the gold polished treatment, but that's part of being a Sega fan, I guess, honestly. And again, this is a show
in this industry.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this is the kind of stuff we have to talk about on this show, at least to just address the elephant in the room. But definitely for a $25 digital game, I think that it could be a lot of fun. It's not something I'm going to play with my son at this point. I don't think he's old enough. They're asking for age verification, so I might wait a little bit.
Yeah, I'll have to see. I pre-ordered it physically. I don't know if I might cancel that. I got it through Amazon, so I don't know yet because like I said, I don't want to. I'm gonna play it eventually. I just don't really want to go out and play it right now because it's like I don't really want to rush, especially if they're gonna make changes to it and updates. Because if they had a classic music mode, I'll play it again. I'll play it and it'll probably be fine. Like it'll probably be an 8 out of 10 for me. But like it's just the music like that just kills it for me. And it's sad I say that because I like the genre a lot.
No, I mean I know, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record talking about Final Fantasy 12, but here's an example. Okay, Final Fantasy 12 is kind of a budget release on the Switch. I mean, like when you consider the fact that you can pick it up for $20, and yet all of the mainline Nintendo games are still like $50 and $60 games, right? So there's like this huge meaty RPG, Square RPG, right? That they gave you 3 soundtracks. They gave you the original PS2 like MIDI soundtrack with the samples. They gave you the Sakimoto OST, and then they gave you a reorchestrated version that you can switch to on the fly between.
Wait, this is all in Final Fantasy 12?
This is all in the Final Fantasy 12 remake on the Switch.
Crap.
You can literally go into the menu and you can switch between them on the fly, and it just kind of like blends. So you're listening to one version and then you're listening to the other version on the fly. And it's like, okay, if they can do that for what is essentially a budget remake, that kind of sets my expectations, is all I'm saying. That kind of sets my expectations for what I wish the kind of effort that I wish companies would put into it. Now, I do acknowledge that Final Fantasy 12 was a huge game, and they probably knew they were going to make bucket loads of money on that remake. So I definitely understand the arguments that everybody's making. I totally understand that Forever Entertainment is probably doing the best they could. Maybe it's a licensing thing. I'm hoping, like Seawin said, maybe they can work something out and they can bring the soundtrack at a later time, you know? So I'm crossing my fingers for that and hoping. But anyway, I do want to thank Dan for writing this up for the site, and I'm looking forward to more
For real,
more write-ups that you do, Dan. So appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I just have a quick question.
Absolutely.
What's up?
Is this controller only, or do they use the motion sensor, whatever, on the Switch?
I think there's options for both of them, so you can use the gyroscope in there, or you can use the gyroscope plus the fine-tuned controller, like aiming.
Yes,
Right.
as stated in my story.
Yes.
There's essentially 3 options. One of them is kind of a hybrid of the other 2. You can either use the gyroscope with a Joy-Con. The gyroscope motion, kind of like it's a faux light gun, or you can just move your cursor with the D-pad, or you can have both of those things enabled, where you can kind of make larger motions with your gyroscope and then fine-tune it with your D-pad.
Cool.
Whatever you feel with. I've heard that option kind of takes most getting used to. Kind of weird, but maybe if you are able to get used to it, that's maybe the best way to play.
Cool.
Yeah.
I miss Wiimotes.
Kinda, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me
like,
too.
what was it? House of the Dead Overkill was a lot of fun. It was really crude. It had a lot of language in it, and I was only able to play it with a friend my age, or like myself. Like, I was able to show Jesse, but yeah, House of the Dead Overkill was kind of fun, and using the Wiimotes made it a lot of fun. So Switch motion control is like iffy. It's like on and off. I depending on the game, so, but it's cool that it's there.
For sure.
Cool.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
any last words before we we head out?
Yeah, I did find that that third-party Wavebird is by Retro Fighters. It's called the GC Battler, and there's another version that basically swaps the D-pad and the left analog sticks positions. Yeah, Retro Fighters, I think they're okay. So definitely worth looking into. They have their own third-party wireless adapter too.
Huh, I'll have to check it out for Saturn. I know they have the Saturn one as well, the Brawler controller.
The Brawler,
so
yeah.
That's definitely one I want to try out, but I've never had a chance to pick one up yet.
Cool.
But yeah, all right. I think that's about it, right, Dave?
Yeah. Other than thanking our Patreon patrons, I think we have a new one since the last show.
Yeah. Let me get the. Yeah, we'll just shout. So there wasn't the $10 and up. We'll shout the new guy. So I want to give a big thank you to Emerald Nova, Joannis Fetz, Blue Moon 95, Derek, aka A-Team, Memphis, Nutrageous, Robert Ramsey, Tanuki Trev, and of course Young Money Sawee. And then our newest patron. Let me see if I can get the order of the list down. Yeah, this is Patreon. Kind of sucks with that. Let's
see here.
Actually, join date. Let me get it right here. We got Emily. Just Emily somebody. I'm not gonna say their last name, but just Emily is their newest patron. Yeah, but if you guys want to get shouted out on the show, if you pledge at the $10 and up level, you'll get shouted on the SHIRO show and get a bunch of other cool extras like early video releases, early podcast videos and stuff like that. I think that's $3 and up actually. But if you guys can't support us that way, you can also support us financially through our Threadless store. We have some awesome shirts that designed by Dave. We might have some new ones coming up. I don't know. I'm talking to somebody about maybe doing something. We'll see. Nothing's planned yet, but we'll see for sure.
I need to talk to AM about getting the one with our faces on a shirt. Yeah, that'd be cool. I just mentioned that. I didn't mean to put him on the spot by saying that live, but it was just me thinking out loud because I was like, I need to talk to him about that. I think it'd be rad. Yeah, I think it'd be rad for a SHIRO show shirt,
I'm down. Yeah, and if you guys can't support us financially for any reason, you can always like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell on here, share us out on Facebook and Twitter at Play Sega Saturn. We have a lot of different media sites to share us out on. Just let people know, like, subscribe, like I said, ring the bell. Do it twice. Ring the bell twice. No, actually 3 times, because if you're not doing it, then you'll do it. You'll unsubscribe, then you'll ring it again. So. Yeah, if you do that. That's if you're not. But if you are, just don't hit it at all. Just leave it alone.
Seriously, like
ring the bell an odd number of times.
Liking the video and just commenting something gives YouTube a lot of information just there. I mean, that tells them that you like what you're watching or you're engaged in what you're watching. So if you just give us a thumbs up and comment, it's amazing what that will do. You know? And then if you're willing,
like AM25 gave us our okay for that shirt, so
that's rad. That would be rad. We will be sure to send him a free one. And then I have a shout. I have a shout that I forgot about, and I need. So Hitomi told me that Private Eye is involved in the Waska project, and I did not credit them in the article because I wasn't aware. I know they work with the Sudokai stuff, but I didn't realize they were doing that he was doing debugging and stuff like that for the Waska project as well. So I wanted to shout Private Eye and just say thanks for what you guys are doing there, and super excited about
Private Eye's pulling pulling all this weight in the Saturn community, like putting news in the Reddit, talking in the Discord, sharing information. He's like all over the place. So,
so we appreciate for sure.
Yeah, and I'm excited to get a hold of the Waska once that's all ready, because I think once it's ready to go and roll out, I think it might be the go-to Saturn peripheral where it's like you get a Saturn, you get this, and you're good.
Yeah,
you're good to go. That might be the ultimate startup for Saturn stuff in the future, which I think I like.
Yeah, I think so. I think that it has the potential to be. We'll see the execution, but I mean, and I don't want to put that kind of pressure on him, but I mean, it's open source. It's open source, and as people can get involved, people can make it better by getting involved and helping out with the project. But right now, it's like basically Hitomi, Cafe Alpha, Private Eye. Those are like the main guys behind like the pseudo. So anyway, it's exciting. But other than that, I just wanted to refrain. Happy birthday, Pat. I hope you have an excellent weekend with your Dirty 30, and that you, I don't know, just have fun. I don't know. Don't get into too much trouble. Don't go to jail.
No promises.
But anyway, happy birthday to Pat, and you must remember to play your Sega Saturn.
Play your Sega Saturn, or else I'm coming to get you.
Peace.
SEGA SATURN シロ